his own combat effectiveness diminishes, giving way to impetuosity and potentially lethal mistakes. In the meantime, the crossing to the relay becomes more complicated. Tassa's first attempt seems to be successful, but the monster recovers quickly. The situation becomes critical. Despite reaching the relay, an entire group of Carnifex swarms the spot.
What is this? Thalassa. They killed the Hive Tyrant.
Before getting the worst of it, Tassa and Meriden finally manage to take down the Hive Tyrant once and for all, causing the neural contact between it and its host to collapse. The success does not heal the wound created between Titus, Chiron, and Gadriel, who asks to be transferred to another division once his task is finished. While resting in a base camp, they meet the astropath Neoma, a psychic capable of transferring information from one place in the cosmos to another.
You shouldn't be here.
I have a message from Marnius Calgar.
I cannot help you.
It's urgent.
In addition to the shadow cast in the warp by the Tyranids, demonic forces are now poised to attack anyone who opens their minds to the warp.
You would flee from your duty.
I would have you know.
Give me your message. I have it. Let us begin.
My lady, I must protest. The danger is too great.
Silence! There are no guarantees.
With the relay working and Neoma's skills, it's time to send the message to Calgar. The contact will be risky as Chaos may try to infiltrate through it, but Neoma agrees that it's important to try anyway.
What does she mean?
Yet, halfway through the task, she suddenly points the finger at Titus, shouting "heretic," and accusing him of wanting to bring Calgar to Avarax in order to kill him, betraying the Imperiums on Graia.
As you betrayed them on Graia!
Lies.
He means to kill her!
Lieutenant! Gadriel, I am no heretic.
He is the power throne by himself. He must be stopped!
Kill the heretic! Kill him!
Enough!
Gadriel launches himself against Titus, starting a hand-to-hand duel in which the two enormous warriors are evenly matched. if it weren't for Charion, who shoots Neoma. The woman turns out to be Imura, a powerful chaos wizard and traitor of the Astartes, relegated by Calgar to an interdimensional prison 200 years earlier, from which he managed, over the decades, to free himself. Following a dreadful battle against those present, Imura runs away.
Did he escape?
I don't know.
Lieutenant Titus, come in.
This is Titus.
Chaos forces have been detected entering the system. They are going after Aurora. We are leaving.
Gadriel asks Chiron how he understood the sorcerer's deception.
I was a boy on Calf when the word bearers attacked.
The mighty marine with the mechanical arm speaks at that moment with a voice never heard before. He is able to recognize the signs of chaos because he had direct experience of them when they led to the destruction of his home planet. He was just a child. There was nothing he could have done to avoid it.
I understand your actions, but your suspicions end here. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Titus does not seek vengeance on Gadriel, understanding his suspicions, but demanding that the acrimony that is corroding the group from within stops there. Chaplin urgently summons them to the base, furious at the death of Neoma, whose last action coincidentally was accusing Titus, and astonished by how the officers confirmed the innocence of the Black Shield, given their constant disagreements. They also discover that the traitors have attacked the place where the artifact and news are located, both transferred to the planet Demarium. Acheron orders a desperate counterattack under Gadriel's advice, exploiting the wreckage of the Sword of Atreus. It's a warship stranded in the area, but its engine is still functional. They will use it as a battering ram to shatter a mysterious structure suspended in the atmosphere, which allows Chaos to easily transfer its forces to the battlefield below.
You ever done this before?
You mean drop through an active combat zone, dodging flak, enemy ships and burning wreckage on the way down?
Exactly.
No. This will be a first.
The Codex Astartes does not support this action. But I am looking forward to it.
Stay close. It's almost impossible to regroup if we're separated.
60 seconds.
Helmets!
Sir! I must apologize for my actions on Abrax.
Not necessary.
On the way down, Gadriel apologizes for his actions, and Titus tells him a story from his past as a captain. Still a novice in this role, he had ignored the words of one of his subordinates and had paid the price. What Titus doesn't say is that the slander against him arose when, after a commendable start in the ranks of the Ultramarines, he demonstrated an unusual resistance to the damage generated by chaotic powers. It was him who fought and won against Nemeroth, his forces, and an army of Xenos commonly known as the Orcs, killing their leader. In all of this, he was accidentally irradiated by the same Aurora Project artifact. This is why it is not so strange that the canister found in the wreckage of Nozik's ship gave him strange symptoms. His body must have reacted violently to the waves emitted by the crystal, remembering the atrocious pain to which he had been exposed. Even after such a gesture, Leandros, a soldier who had once shown great admiration for Titus, reported him to the chaplain of the time, not believing that he could really bear such a power of heretical origin without being, even unconsciously, altered by it. So Titus was downgraded to Black Shield by the Inquisition and reallocated to the Death Watch, being left for dead. Leandros was very similar to Gadriel, as they both strictly followed the Astartes code. And Titus, having lost Leandros' trust when he began to belittle his reasons and push him away, realizes that he is repeating the same mistakes of the past. He too, therefore, apologizes to Gadriel.
Your suspicions arose because I failed to answer your doubts. As I failed to answer his.
Stand by for suborbital drop.
I'm honored to fight beside you both.
As are we, brother.
You grew up on Calth. Let's say we settle some of that debt today.
Aye, sir.
Titus and the surviving members of the Crusade embark on a daring orbital incursion to liberate Demerium. Thanks to a beacon placed by Titus, the sword of Atreus crashes into the chaotic structure, creating a diversion.
I hear engines.
There!
The sword of Atreus lives up to its namesake.
That will buy us time, but we must move swiftly. While the enemy control Aurora, the odds are not in our favor.
It becomes crucial to reach Aurora's location as soon as possible. A strange energy peak has been recorded right there, and it doesn't bode well. Ymura hacks into Titus's transmitter, trying to confuse him with a series of illusions, and corrupt him with promises of power.
If it has no effect on you, why not use it?
You dare suggest heresy, Sergeant?
I said nothing.
And I heard nothing.
That degenerate clouds our minds.
Forgive my error.
We will not let you down, brother. Have no doubt.
He also reveals to him that the Primarch's faithful, the same ones who interrogated him after the events on Graia, and on that occasion tortured him, deliberately decided to use heretical technology for Aurora. All it took was a little push from him, and they gave in to the temptation. The lieutenant shrugs off these words with ease, while together with Gadriel and Chiron, he exterminates heretic marines and enters the ruins. The three begin to speculate on the reasons behind establishing the project there. Strange carvings adorn the walls, and they come to the conclusion that the artifact fuels a type of technology which predates the rise of the Imperium, developed by an ancient and now vanished society. At the bottom of the cave, they realize that Marius loses the cause behind the chaotic energy discharge. Believing that he can control the artifact to destroy the heretics' forces, even when Titus orders him to stop.
Sire, please. I know you have concerns, but look, this is merely a taste of what the device is capable of.
And I have seen the worst of what it can do.
Luz knows the Aurora project well. He has dedicated his life to it, and he's determined to demonstrate the authenticity of his claims.
Shut it down. Now.
I will not. Forgive me, Lord. Time will reveal the purity of my intentions.
A wish that unfortunately manages to come true.
Your malignant energies are useless!
Bring him down.
Imura first keeps the Marines busy by summoning a Hellbrute, a Marine corrupted by chaos fused to a gigantic exoskeleton.
With Aurora active, he and others like him cannot exist here!
We will see.
This is just the beginning! With these devices, we will seal the Great Rift and drive the heretics back into the warp with nothing more than the transference of alignment.
In fact, it was all a plan weaved by Imura, who had entered the mind of the young Archmage, more easily corruptible than Nozick, and made him believe that the voices in his head were his own intentions and ideas. Imura just needed someone who could finish the job without getting caught. By killing the Master Mechanicus, he spread the doubt that the same could happen to his apprentice, bringing Acheron to increase security around Luz, not knowing that everyone was actually protecting a pawn, unaware of being such. The scholar dies in the explosion that follows. Imura takes control of the artifact before exiting the ruins, praising an elusive final act. With the structure beginning to fail, the trio flees into a land ravaged by black magic, and where common soldiers begin to lose their minds.
Of corruption. Their human minds were not prepared for malign energies of this magnitude.
Few are.
Should we show them mercy? We must leave that to the Commissariat. We have more pressing duties.
They reunite with Acheron, who mounts a last stand against what is coming. There is a horde on the horizon. Luz was convinced that the artifact would recognize and wipe out any enemy of the Imperium. Instead, its purpose is to create an enormous dimensional rift, allowing demonic forces to overflow into the Demarium. And now it's too late.
There is! We shall find it!